Hello, I'm David Harper with the BBC News. The US climate envoy John Kerry is beginning 3 days of talks in Beijing aimed at reviving measures to combat climate change. He's meeting his Chinese counterpart Xie Zhenghua at a hotel in the city. Jonathan Head has more detail.
There are two agendas for John Kerry in this. One is to look for ways in which the US and China can push the climate agenda higher, to actually come up with action, these two giants in the carbon emissions world, see if they can find ways to be more ambitious with their targets. The other, of course, is that every visit like this, they hope, will kind of open up the possibility for a smoother relation going forward. John Kerry said from the start, he said all he's really looking for is some stability after about a year in which there have been no direct meetings.
China has pledged to become carbon neutral by 2060, but is currently ramping up its use of coal-fuelled power plants to meet its growing energy needs. The European Union has signed a partnership deal with Tunisia's autocratic president Kais Saied, partly aimed at combating people trafficking. Tunisia has become the main departure point for migrants trying to cross the Mediterranean to Europe. Grant Ferret reports.
This deal covers areas including the economy, transport and clean energy. But it's a surge in people smuggling from Tunisia which has given the EU leaders a sense of urgency. Announcing the agreement in Tunis, the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen promised tougher action against trafficking networks. President Saied, who's concentrated power in his own hands in the past 4 years, recently complained that hordes of migrants from sub-Saharan Africa were changing the demographic makeup of his country.
Extreme heat in the United States has continued to intensify, affecting more than 100 million people. Meteorologists warned on Sunday that temperature records could be broken in nearly 40 southern and western cities, including Las Vegas. Sophie Long is there.
I'm standing on the Strip in Las Vegas and it is extremely hot. It's on course to become the hottest day ever recorded here, with the mercury expected to hit 47 Celsius. Now, it's not there yet, but I can tell you it's hard to believe that it can get any hotter. And it's not just Nevada, Phoenix, Arizona. It's not much cooler there. People have been experiencing temperatures of 43 Celsius or above for more than 2 weeks. And I think that's one of the problems. It's not just that we're experiencing these dangerously high levels of temperature, but that there's no respite.
The authorities in Canada say a second firefighter has died while battling the wildfires raging across the country. An official from the provincial government in the Northwest Territories said the man sustained fatal injuries in the Fort Liard district. The area, which is near the border with British Columbia, has seen record-breaking fires following a prolonged drought and scorching temperatures. More than 10 million hectares of land have been burned across Canada. You're listening to the latest world news from the BBC. Emergency teams in South Korea have recovered 4 more bodies from a road tunnel which flooded on Saturday. At least 13 people are so far confirmed dead, and divers are still searching for others who are missing. Heavy rain is continuing in parts of South Korea. Thousands of people have been evacuated from their homes. The owner of Twitter, Elon Musk, says the company has lost almost half its advertising revenue since he bought it for more than $40 billion last October. In a tweet, Mr. Musk conceded that his hopes of returning Twitter to a positive financial position by June had not materialised, but he said this month was looking more promising. The Spanish player Carlos Alcaraz has become the youngest men's champion at the Wimbledon tennis tournament since the 1980s. The 20-year-old beat Novak Djokovic in 5 sets.
Even if I would have lost, I could be really proud of myself in this amazing run, making history in this beautiful tournament, playing a final against a legend of our sport. For me, it's incredible. It's a dream come true, be able to play in these stages. It's amazing. For a boy, 20 years old, I didn't expect to reach, this kind of situations really fast. I'm really, really proud.
Djokovic was hoping to win a record-equalling 8th Wimbledon title. He said his defeat was difficult to swallow, but the Serbian player paid tribute to his opponent, describing his performance as amazing. Thousands of football fans in the United States have celebrated the arrival of one of the sport's greatest ever players, Lionel Messi. In a ceremony delayed by a huge thunderstorm, the Argentine star was presented to supporters at Inter Miami's stadium in Florida. He's agreed to play for the Major League Soccer side for the next 2 seasons. The club's co-owner, the retired footballer David Beckham, told the crowd Messi's arrival was a dream come true. Messi led Argentina to victory at the World Cup last year. And that's the latest. BBC News.